Proud Mary. Let's let it be the first one. So it's a basic setup. Taraji P. Henson, who's Mary, she's a hit woman who works for this organized crime family, and she meets this young boy who she looks after and takes care of, and how maybe a certain incident happens that causes a big gang rivalry, and she has to protect the boy. And when you watch the trailer for this, I mean, I was kind of a little, even though it's a January movie, I was kind of like, hey, I got some hope for this because of the trailer, and it has kind of this 70s blaxploitation type of feel to it that makes it really kind of exciting to look at. I was like, well, if they kind of lean into that aspect more and make it like a modern day send-up of those films, not like a parody, not like something like Black Dynamite, but something like that's a modern interpretation of it, much like Jackie Brown, maybe this can actually work. But the product you get is just kind of some dull, standard, basic action movie. I mean, even the opening of the movie has a similar like fonts and similar coloring of a 70s blaxploitation film, and it has a lot of flavor and it has a lot of style to it, and that style never comes back to the film ever again. Like once that title sequence ends, yeah, that's pretty much all the exciting things you get really out of this movie. Because
that's a shame.
Yeah, because the action in it is just standard, shoot 'em up kind of action. There's nothing really spectacular about it. Taraji P. Henson, she does decent in the action scenes, but it's nothing that you can't see from television. It actually, I think most television shows actually look better action wise. A lot of them do better in the action scenes. Like these ones, it's like nothing really special, nothing really to get that excited about. The whole story itself is a little kind of like just cliche, you know what I mean? It's the whole story is like with these two gangs, and something happens because she works for this mob boss who's played by Danny Glover, who he's kind of sleepwalking through this, honestly. Like I could barely even understand what he was saying most of the time because it seemed like he was kind of mumbling, and I was like, I really don't really understand what you're saying most of the time. It was kind of confusing sometimes. But she works for him, and there's a lot of cliche stuff that happens there. Like he has his son working for him, and like how many times have you heard like them going back and forth about like we need to start a war? It's like it's time. They want to test us, and it's like no, we have to wait. We have to wait. We don't want any more bloodshed. Stuff like that. Like just cliche mob gang dialogue 101. And even the villains in here, they're cliche mob people, villain people, like to make you hate them. They abuse kids and hit them and things like that. The only real moments of this movie I really enjoyed was the whole stuff between Taraji P. Henson and the boy. I think they have really good chemistry together. I think they bounce off each other pretty well. Whenever the kid was not with Taraji P. Henson, I thought he was pretty terrible. I thought he was really bad. And there's nothing really that is to get really that excited about it. I mean, Taraji P. Henson as Mary is pretty decent. She's good as an action heroine. But other than that, it's just like, I don't think this movie's worth all that much to go see. I was kind of sitting there like bored, and I thought it was really a slog to get through, honestly. And she's convincing, Taraji P. Henson, but it's nothing that I think that I would say, yeah, you got to go see it. I don't even really think it will be around in theaters for that long, honestly. And I mean, I would have to give it a tune out. I'd have to give it a thumbs down for me. Hello, thanks for checking out our content. If you liked it, let us know, and if you didn't, let us know that as well. If you want to see more content, we post every Saturday on SoundCloud and YouTube at The Afternoon Tune. You can also find us through various social medias, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all one word at The Afternoon Tune. And if you don't deal with any of that social media stuff, you can also find us through our email at theafternoontune@gmail.com. And don't forget to always stay